Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Davey Deathray here. A little early with my banner. How about that? I'm just jumping right on it, folks. Hope you guys are having a lovely weekend. It is Sunday, June 21st. I know what day of the week it is. It is Father's Day out here. It's just after 7 p.m. out in the desert and just after 10 p.m. out on the East Coast. How are you guys doing out on the East Coast? It is hot and muggy out here in the desert, but it's been one heck of a fun weekend. And if I look a little tired, guys, your boy Davey Deathray needed a nap today. You know, I try to be a big boy most of the time, but about 5 times a year I take a nap. Today was one of those occasions. So I'm waking up with I have a little coffee in my kick-ass Death Squad pint glass, which you can get in the merch shop over on Fourth Wall. Oh yeah, the link is in the description below, folks. So if you want to get a cool mug or pint glass or t-shirt or hoodie, or gosh, speaking of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I have a Leatherface apron on there that says, I believe it says kiss the cook. So yeah, a whole bunch of fun stuff over there. Link is in the description below. At least it should be. Let me double check and make sure it actually is, because guys, I've been terrible lately. Yes, the link is in there, as well as our Discord. If you want to join our Discord, totally free. A lot of fun. I love the Discord. And then we've got other social links and all that kind of stuff. Reminder, guys, if you reach out to me on socials and I'm not able to get back to you, I'm not really doing private DMs anymore. I mean, if I've got some business with you or I personally know you, that kind of stuff. But just so everyone knows, I don't want anyone to be or feel like anything's personal. If I don't get back a hold of you in a DM, it's just because I'm trying to protect myself because of some things that have happened in the past. So don't take it personally, y'all. I'm going to jump in and say what's up to you guys, and then we're just going to get rolling on the movie. I'm actually going to be watching, the copy that I have is over on Tobe. So what I'm going to do, sorry, I hear a slight buzzing there. Okay, cool. I think the microphone is all good now. I'm going to drop this link for the Tobe version in the chat. So let's see here. I'll just say watch TCM along on Tobe. And yeah, this is the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974. This is the Tobe Hooper film, all that good stuff. I'm going to pin that there. We have not... I was like, have I ever done a watch party for this one? And, you know, I know it's got a 55th anniversary coming up in, 3 years or so. So, you know, in 3 years, the channel will be double the age that it is right now, because we're just about to hit our 3rd anniversary. And we could always watch it again at that point. So, you know, kind of fun to be doing this now, or this time around. This was all made possible because we reached a super chat goal on our previous stream on Friday night, where we did our horror courtroom of Obsession versus Backrooms. And Paula Fitzhenry really wanted a watch party, and she lobbied for it, and she made it happen. And she said Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Sinners. I went with TCM because we're in the heart of the summer, and it's, you know, just muggy and hot and gross outside. So I figured, why the heck not watch the Sweatiest classic horror film of all time. So I'm going to say what's up to you guys, and then we're just going to get rolling on the watch party. So the link is pinned in the chat if you want to watch the same exact version I'm watching. Yeah, Tubi has commercials and all that stuff, but guys, I watch on the Brave browser. The Brave browser is awesome. It takes care of all the pop-ups, stuff like that. And if you're watching something like Tubi, it just skips right past the commercials. It's amazing. Maybe there's like a millisecond pause and it just skips right along. So I'm just going to say what's up to you guys, and we'll get rolling. We got Paula Fitzhenry in the house. What's happening, Paula? Welcome on in. We got our great channel member, Chris, from Chris Watches and Talks Movies, saying what's up. Time to watch some Leatherface and see Kirk flop around on the floor. Yes, that's a disturbing moment. We got Austin Allman, one of our great channel members. What's happening, Austin? Hope you are doing well. I don't know who David R. Ellis is, so I can't answer that question. I'm so sorry. But if you tell me who he is, maybe I can figure out what we're talking about. All right, we got Danny Zuko in the house. What's happening, Danny? Welcome on in. We got King Matthew III. What's happening, King Matthew? The Wicked Pinto. What's happening, Wicked Pinto? Had Mexican food twice. Can't go wrong with Mexican food, right? This movie is the one that leaves me the most torn. I really love it, while at the same time not really liking it. I have no desire to watch it again now, but I remember having how friggin' creepy it was when I was a kid. I still think this movie's great. I mean, I'm not saying like every, it's just a movie that feels very real. We'll get into it when we're watching it and everything. It's definitely not polished or anything like that, but I find that the original TCM still does work for me. The first time I watched it, Pinto, I was 17, something like that. And I was told it was really hilarious. The person must have been confused with, must have been talking about part 2. Part 2 is pretty funny. Like, I don't really love it very much, but yeah, it's got a sense of humor. I guess you can laugh, you could find a sense of humor in anything, although I don't see very much that's funny about the original. We got Carrie Craves Cinema, one of our great channel members and Death Squad mods. How are you doing, Carrie? Welcome on in. Great to see you, as always. Always a pleasure. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but Carrie is a dear friend. I just wanted to let everyone know. Whoever didn't know, I just want them to know. Carrie's such a dear friend. We got Tia Nina, one of our stupendous, superb, extraordinary channel members right there. How are you doing, Tia? Welcome on in. Let's see what else we got going on. We did not. Yes, Paula is a Scooby sister. I'm on Davey time. Davey time is the time. Foamy mustache maybe from my coffee, even though it doesn't really. It's just the foam from I don't even know what. Noah Elliston walking. Why did I want to say Ellis? I think somebody, because David R. Ellis from earlier. Noah, how about I just say Noah? And then I'm not like I'm not fucking up people's last names. What's happening, Noah? Says, one of the most shocking crimes in the annals. Yeah, annals. It's a big difference between the one N and the double N of American history. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Macabre. It was just an excuse to put macabre in a movie, Tobe Hooper's The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the television series, and 52 episodes, and hello from Ireland. Daniel, welcome on in. There's a few random things going on there. I'm not sure exactly what that is all about, but I don't think Tobe Hooper, they didn't do a TCM TV series yet, right? Yet. I don't think they did. I got a haircut the other day. Yes, I did get a haircut the other day. My David Lynch hair is flying high, Carrie. We got Paula Fitzhenry dropping in a $5 super chat, says, let's talk about this movie. Yes, guys, if we reach our super chat goal of 5 super chats of $5 or more, we'll have a discussion after the movie. Of course, I'll be talking about the movie during the whole time. If we don't reach our super chat goal, no big deal. Everything is going to be just fine. But if you want to have that post-film discussion, that's how we can do that. How about it? Thank you so much for kicking that off, Paula. Really do appreciate it. And we got Jigsaw jumping in with a $5. Says, let's see here. I'm always trying to figure out the song. Jigsaw, somewhere out there, someone needs me. I don't know how, but believe me. Somewhere out there, someone needs me. I don't know how, but believe me, you'd walk the universe to find me, for better or for worse beside me. I'm just making it up now, but I figured you deserve a good made-up melody for $5, and if it's bad, then I guess kind of better, because it's probably funnier if it's bad. I don't know. Jiggy, do you want me to try on these, or do you want me to just be ridiculous? I'm trying to like find that perfect spot between the two. It'll be interesting to see what they do with that. I don't know what they're going to do with that. Danny, I am good. Thank you for asking, man. Appreciate you. Let's see who else we got. We got DJ Plays Favorites. What's happening? And guys, Jiggy's one of our great channel members. On top of throwing out the super chats and everything like that, one of our great channel members as well. And always stumping me with the lyric quotes because, the lyrics that I keep in my head are like obscure punk rock, whatever. We got Gory Tiger hanging out. What's happening, Gory? Welcome on in. Hope you are all good today, and hope you're having a great weekend. Blu-ray Addict, what's happening, Blue? Welcome. As far as I know, the version on Tubi seems to be the OG version here. So I have a physical copy of the film. but it's just a lot easier with everything, you know, behind me. It's just a lot easier to stream when I do these watch parties. Let me make sure I'm not missing anyone else. We got Russell, one of our great channel members. Welcome on in, Russell. Be brave, y'all. Yeah, get the Brave browser. The Brave browser is where it's at. I'm telling you guys, it is pretty awesome, for reals. Especially if you're sailing the high seas, sailing the 7 seas, and all that kind of stuff. Hello from Ireland. Hello from Arizona. Daniel, welcome, man. My last name is Conway, Daniel. So a big part of my family, you know, at some point came from Ireland. How about that? How about that? Okay, I think we're all caught up with most everyone. Movie holds up just as I think it does too. I really want Evil Dead Wrath to kind of look and feel like this movie. I know it'll be a little more polished, but I want it to be kind of close. Austin Almond is celebrating 1 month of channel membership. Thank you so much, Austin. Says David R. Ellis has been in and out of the Final Destination franchise, much like Tom DeLonge has done with Blink. Like onions, this joke has layers. David R. Ellis. I just don't recognize that name. I don't know. I'll have to look him up once we get the movie going. Yeah, Franklin's pretty rough, Paul. Welcome on in. One of our great channel members there, Mr. Hot Flesh 66. It would have been more shocking to put a younger actor in the role. Yeah, they probably just went with who was available. And yeah, Franklin is, you know, he doesn't have the greatest lot in life, and he's very vocal about all of that, which I can understand on some level. It doesn't mean he's not annoying. I can understand it and not love it at the same time. I don't think I'm a Franklin hater. We'll see if this watch, you know, changes anything with that. What's happening, Jeff? Hope you are doing well. One of our great channel members there, Mr. Down is Up. Welcome. Okay. Who else do we have? We've got Miss Ashley. How are you doing, Ashley? Hope you had a good nap. I had a good nap. Are you ready for some TCM, or are you at least ready to watch me watch and talk about TCM? I hope you are. We got Shane C., one of our great channel members. Dude is jacked. What's happening, Shane? Hope you're doing well. All right, make sure I'm not missing anyone else, and then we will get this rolling, guys. I promise. I just like saying hello to everyone. That's all it is. That's all it's really about. You guys are amazing. I will remind you, hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new here and you're not yet subbed. Hit the notification bell. That way you don't miss it if I go live just randomly. Sometimes I'm not always setting up my streams in days or weeks. Yeah, I know. It's not even days ahead of time sometimes. But yeah, if you guys want to make sure you don't miss anything, hit that notification bell. If you're watching after the fact, don't worry. I will get to the movie very soon. And you could always hit that hype button. It's the best way to help the channel, other than just straight up sharing the channel with somebody who you think would dig this kind of content. How about it? We got Jiggy dropping another $5 super chat. Says, you can at least try. You didn't butcher it too much. And that song was from He-Man, She-Ra, Secret of the Sword. See, yeah, I never would have known that. I don't think I've seen that. Is that like an old animated movie from back in the day? I would imagine it is. I liked the He-Man movie, I gotta say. I had a fun time with that one. I've heard Gunnar was not only a gentleman, you know, in those situations, but he worked on that movie Mosquito, which is a really fun, like, you know, cheesy on purpose creature feature film. Noah, I'm not sure if you've seen that, but he worked on that. And the stories that I heard about him on that set is that everyone was kind of starstruck that he was there first on the list. And he was the guy, like, they didn't have like craft services. He was the guy getting like breakfast sandwiches, like going through the McDonald's drive-through or whatever, and like getting, you know, food for people in the morning for the whole crew. At least that's what I've heard from the people that were involved in that Mosquito film. So sounds like Gunnar was just absolutely awesome the whole time, which is, you always love hearing that, right? We want the, you know, the people that we enjoy watching perform, the people that bring joy to our lives. Like, yeah, feels good when they, you know, when they just turn out to be like regular, ordinary, awesome people. We got Rebel Sky dropping a $1.99 super chat. What's happening, Rebel Sky? It says, happy Father's Day, Davey. Godby was your dog. Godby was my dog. I am not a father, but maybe you're saying to my father. I'll take that. Dad, he's just right next door. Dad, another happy Father's Day for you. Okay, guys, I think we're all caught up. Let's get this movie rolling. I've got my timer stopped at right about 5 seconds. So I'm going to get the movie rolling. 5 seconds in, I'll start the timer. That way, if for whatever reason you jump in partway through or you lose your connection, you want to know where we are in the film, you can find it right there. How about that? But wait, guys, there's more, because we've got Jamie Hart in the house, our OG moderator, our mama mod, our channel member, and a foundational member to the Davey Deathray community, too, before it was even called the Death Squad, which I think Eli Cortez came up with. I think. I keep on saying that, and I'm like, is that really? We need Eli in the house for me to confirm it. And knowing Eli, I'll scroll down, and he'll be right there. He'll be right there at some point. All right, guys, are you ready to get the movie rolling? How about it? You are not the father, says Maury. Yeah. No kids out there, folks, that I know of, or, you know, just not even, there's no kids out there. Okay, here we go, guys. I'm going to go ahead and bring this on up. All right, so here we go. I'm watching on Tubi, guys. Again, the link is pinned in the chat. So if you want to watch the same exact version I'm watching, have a pop-up blocker, use the Brave browser. You won't have to worry about commercials, or find your own digital copy wherever you want to have it. Yeah. Danny, don't you worry about that timer. I gotcha. Of course, Daniel, it's a public forum. YouTube is for everyone. So as long as everyone plays nice and gets along, then yeah, you're absolutely welcome. Of course. Okay, let's go ahead and get this rolling, guys. I'm gonna count. I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1, play. On play, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hit the play button. Okay. So here we go. I've got the IMDb pulled up as well. Actually, I don't. I'm a liar. I thought I had it pulled up, and I just had the regular IMDb page. And yeah, guys, interesting thing about this one that I just find such a fun curiosity is that Chain and Saw are separated just in this first film, except for on the poster. And then, you know, even the logo that I have next to me, that's from an original poster as well. But technically on IMDb, Chain and Saw are 2 separate words, and I think that's how it is in the title here. So let's see what we got. And yeah, guys, let me know, just to make the watch party a little bit more fun. How about this? I'm gonna put your guys's chats on the screen. We will go wide and we'll go big. How about that? Just so that way you guys can sort of you know, everyone can see what everyone's saying. And I'm going to take that off there. Okay, cool. Yeah, guys, there was something I was going to say about this. Oh, yeah, to make the watch party more fun, how about you let me know what you think about this film as we're watching it? Of course, chime in whenever, but you can give me your overall thoughts. I'll try to grab those. And let me know if you're watching along this time around. So, okay, let's go ahead and get this rolling. Play and timer and fun, all we need, says Danny Suko. Jamie's got at least 3 versions. I'm one of those too. I've got maybe just a couple versions of this one, Jamie. But yeah, I really love this movie and have purchased it more than once. Not watching along tonight. I'm here for the pleasure of y'all's company. Oh, thank you so much, Jamie. I hope hubby had a great Father's Day. I think I reached out with a message on Insta for you, but I know you don't check that all the time. So if he's still up, if he's still awake, Jamie, and you want to tell him that the Death Squad wishes him a happy Father's Day, then there's still time. There's still time. Okay, guys, here we go. I am paused at 0 seconds. I am going to pause the music. There we go. And I'm going to push play in 3, 2, 1, play. So there we go. The movie is rolling, and now the stopwatch is rolling. Perfect. Danny, how's the stopwatch looking? A film by Tobe Hooper. Youths. Dude, invalid is such a crazy word, isn't it? Isn't that a heartbreaking word? Hopefully you guys can see the timer there. I don't know why it goes in and out of looking the way that I want it to look, but it annoys me. There we go. Now it looks the way that I want it to look. It's a little easier to read for you guys. The annals. All right. Can you guys, is everything okay? Is the bit rate, is it totally dropping? Can you hear me okay? Can you see me okay? Let me know. Let me know. Tia, it's okay. You could just match it up with the timer and we're all good. First time watch for DJ Plays Favorites. All right. I see everything. Okay, good. It's just, it looks a little slow on my side, so I just want to make sure everything's good for you guys. This sound of the camera snapping pictures is just, you know, it's like that it's close to like this cat meow that just doesn't sound quite right. You know, good sound design in a movie and just taking something innocuous and something normal, like taking a picture and turning it into something that will make you think of these images that we're seeing. You know, it's a very, I know people usually probably don't compare Tobe Hooper to this director, but it's a very Hitchcockian sort of thing to do. You know, to take something that's normal and turn it into something creepy and uncomfortable. Yeah, wherever the timer's at, Joe, I can't see it right now because my window is it's a little bit too small for me to see. Plus it's got some stuff covering it up. But yeah, we just started. And welcome on in one of our great channel members and Death Squad mods, Joe from Media Poop Shoot. Yeah, anytime I hear a picture getting taken, I think of this movie. I love that. Jesus Maldonado. Yeah, I mean, all this stuff looks pretty, you know, real. I mean, the only way you would know it's not real is if you have like intimate knowledge of that kind of stuff. So yeah, they have it. I think they find like a certain amount of believability there. I don't know, what the hell is this image, guys? What are we looking at on the screen? Is that like a cow's head? Was there an eye in the lower like right hand corner there for a second? I don't know what this red image is. Close up of an animal? It is. And I think it's a really cool trick in thrillers and horror movies to, yeah, take something kind of innocuous. Oh, it's the sun that we're looking at. That must be what that is, the sun. Oh, he invented some instruments. I love that. Yeah, because he worked on the score and the soundtrack. Tobe was all over this thing. It's really too bad the way his legacy gets talked about sometimes. I don't think people, I don't think there's enough respect for what he actually did. Yeah, that's, I'm like, I could tell it was this, like now after the very end of it, you see like those solar flares popping off of it. So I'm guessing it's the sun. But yeah, at the beginning, I was like, is this just, you know, a red and black version of a black and white photo of a cow? Like, I have no idea. And here we are. It's the beginning of X, everyone. Oh, wait, it's just Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This guy sweating through the back of his shirt, which is why lately, guys, I've found something so amazing. It's called topless driving. It's so hot in the Phoenix area. I can't believe it took me 6 years to figure this out. But you just pop that shirt off when you get in the car and you lean back your car seat so the car seat isn't touching your back. You get that AC going, you know, hands at 10 and 2, AC just blowing right on the pits. It's amazing. And yeah, it's probably disturbing for everyone else on the road that has to like drive by. but they don't know me. I don't know them. It's not a big deal. And it's great. It's definitely not as uncomfortable as what we're about to watch right now with Franklin having to take a piss in a can. It was so sweet that they, brought him 5 feet away from the van. I don't know how you pee in that position. I would have a tough time. I suppose maybe Franklin's used to it. There's a timer right up there for you, Aaron. Welcome on in. One of our great channel members, Mr. Super Tanner. Well, it's got a documentary feel. I like that for sure. Thank goodness his dong isn't like flopping around. No one needed that. So thank you, Tobe, for not putting that in there. Yeah, I mean, it's got a really cool documentary feel. I think that's why I don't mind, like, I don't know what kind of complaints people have to say. The acting isn't like, I don't know, is the acting doesn't reach some sort of level for you. I don't know. To me, it feels pretty real. I like the simple camera setups and movements. I like the cinema verite kind of feel, the camera being a character in the film. I'm always going to like that. And that guy's hair, it's almost like my hair, I mean, that if I grew out all my hair like that, I would have some sort of weird looking 70s, white person fro, Jew fro, maybe. Well, it's loosely based on little bits and pieces from actual killers, but it's not based on any one singular event or any one singular person. Not an actual actor. Those people were just there drinking at the cemetery. They made a good call with the armadillo. I think that, this movie is uncomfortable. A dog, I guess, would fit, but I think the armadillo's great. Plus, it's like, you think of Texas. Like when I think of Texas, I think of, an armadillo, or you know what I mean? Like they're kind of tied together. So I don't know. I think it makes sense. Do you think his chainsaw is sexy? This guy. So the Sawyers, they don't care. These people are just A-okay. They're not going to bug the townies, right? Even though they're drunks, it's all about taking advantage of the people rolling through town. I just got to be honest with everyone, Ashley. I just got to be honest. So, and I don't think anyone would, I don't think it would change anyone's opinion of me here to know that I drive topless. I still have my pants on. Yeah. I don't want to cross that line. I always think of that song from, I think it's Wasting My Time from Blink 182's Cheshire Cat. There's a line where Mark sings, and in my town, you can't drive naked. I like always think of that. Dude, if he doesn't, Tia, you should tell him to give it a shot. It's very refreshing. I put my shirt up on the seat next to me, so it gets all the AC on it too. And when I'm ready to put that shirt on, it's nice and cool. My body's cool. Oh, it's so good. And I probably smell better throughout the day. So it's great. The sweat, the real life sweat that you see on Franklin right now. And I love that Duder here is kind of protecting his girlfriend. He's sort of like blocking her. Franklin is the guy at the hangout that knows he's not going to end up with a woman. So he's like, well, I'm just going to be a loudmouth jerk and make everyone uncomfortable then. We all know these people, right? They're not going to have romance or something. And so they're just going to be sticks in the mud, Well, yeah, I mean, but I'm not going to do that. I think this shot is almost like this is very similar to a shot they used in X. Yeah, this is a great shot of the hitchhiker chasing down the van here. It's beautiful. I mean, for what, 16 millimeter, they're getting some pretty awesome shots. And you gotta love how close quarters everything is here. This guy, I swear to all heck, is like Adam Driver's dad or something. Something's going on. He's gotta be related to Adam Driver. Yeah, you'd think there'd be a better apparatus for that, huh? Yeah, some sort of catheter. We got Super Tenor dropping a $5 super chat just to say, yeah. Thank you so much, Aaron. Really do appreciate you. Holy cow, guys. I think that means we are, where are we at on the super chat goal? We got to be pretty close. 4 out of 5. Oh my goodness. If we get one more of those within the next 28 minutes, we'll have a little post-movie chat. How about it? Yeah, John Larroquette did a great job in the with that opening. Paid with a couple of joints. Pretty cool. You know, get to be part of TCM and get a couple joints. I would sign up for that. Yeah, this movie smells bad, and I feel so hot watching it. I feel so hot. Granted, it is about 80 degrees in the house right now. See how hot it is outside here in Buckeye, Arizona. Feels like 92, but the temp says 97. Feels like 92. Not terrible. Not terrible. Talking about head cheese. I don't even know if it's that. He's like, I know this isn't going to work for me, so I'm just going to antagonize people. I don't, Aaron, I've never been around you, so I'm not going to accuse you of doing that. I mean, maybe I'm that person. This is why you don't pick up hitchhikers? Like, this is exactly why. It's just, I've been in some weird situations where people have like, you're hanging out at someone's house and like they like walk out with like their dad's service revolver, or in my case it was a rifle, and I was like, I'm out. I just stood up and was like, see ya. I was living in Alaska and I'm like, dude, this never ends well. I was in like my early 20s and I'm like, you're bringing a gun out? I'm peacing out. I was also at a pool party once where somebody came out with a knife. They were like drunk and they came out with a knife after some guys, and boy, howdy, did they this person got taken down pretty quickly. I barely even knew what was going on before they were on the ground with the knife out of their hand. It was wild. It was like a nighttime pool party. A little. Of course they picked up the hitchhiker, Tia. Tia, are you watching along? I know you haven't seen this one before, so I'm curious if you're watching along. This guy's just a little bit off, right? Just a little. I think the game is all done. I don't know if they're going to be adding anything to the game, Daniel. But that would have been a great idea, right? I mean, that's the cool thing is you can launch a video game for these franchises, and you could literally do like the sequels as extra video games or just extra downloadable content that, make people pay for a $40 package for the TCM2, skins and everything. I already don't like the loudmouth. Yeah, Paula, a lot of people don't like Franklin. That's the guy in the wheelchair. A lot of people don't like him. Well, Tia, I don't think they didn't kill any animals for the movie, as far as I know. They may have used real taxidermy and all that kind of stuff, but as far as I know, it was humane and everything. But yeah, the theme of the movie is sort of kind of blurring the line between slaughterhouses for animals and slaughterhouses for people. I don't know if Tobe Hooper really meant this when he made the movie, but a lot of people, you know, that come from like, or that have a vegan point of view or a vegan lifestyle or vegetarian lifestyle have you know, pointed to this film as a film that is pro-vegetarian, pro-vegan. First time. You are the first time watcher, says Maury Povich. I think it's just supposed to be blood from something else he was doing, because I don't think that's on his face the whole time. I mean, you get the idea, like, you know, that this guy is all the grave robbing and stuff that's been going on, and the weird like altars and stuff that were put up at the, you know, the cemetery. You get the idea that this hitchhiker was a big part of that. Well, really, that the whole family is, but that he's one of the main perpetrators there. Gunner is absolutely fantastic in this movie, and it can't be forgotten, because we think of these roles, playing Jason, playing Michael, you know, playing Leatherface. You think of it as kind of like a stunt job, you know, just not really like, not real acting or whatever. Here we go. The hitchhiker's going to make it real. And okay. The practical gore looks good. It's very simple, not too flashy. But the way the blood had a little bit of a bubble and gush. And then, of course, the hitchhiker sliced his hand earlier, probably so he could do this. You know, he's going to mark the van. So the family knows this is the group of kids we are going to try and kill and eat later on. What was I saying? Something about Gunner. Oh, yeah. You know, it's easy to diminish like the level of acting prowess that goes into these roles, because they are stunt heavy, or, you know, they're kind of thought of that way. But I do think there's something about guys like, you know, a Nick Castle performance as the Shape, Gunnar Hansen as Leatherface, obviously Robert Englund as Freddy, which is, you know, a little bit of a different case because he was able to play him for so long. But where the performer really does put in a performance that like no one else can match, you know, which I think is really cool. Well, they're reading the astrology. Yeah, you can't go with horoscopes. You know what I mean? At least an asylum. We could just take them out back and just, right? Capricorn's ruled by, I have no idea what that means. Oh my gosh. One time in Juneau, I pulled over on the road because I was looking for something in my car, and I didn't, you know, obviously it's not safe to like root around in the back of your car. So I just pulled over, you know, it's a tiny, tiny town, no big deal. I'm reaching, you know, in the back, grabbing, I think it was the Patrick Bateman thing. I think I needed to return a videotape, and my passenger door opens up, and it was this guy. I didn't know who he was. He just opened up the door. He must have been hitchhiking, and I was just completely oblivious. He must have been on the road, and I just looked at him, and I was like, no. I think I just said no a handful of times, and he looked at me like, okay, bro, and closed the door, and I drove off, and I feel kind of bad. That's how much of a people pleaser I am. I still feel kind of bad all these years later. It was probably 25 years ago. I got no gas. Yeah, it's got to be some predetermined emblem or something like that, because it seems like he drew something with purpose. Yeah. Yeah, somebody should have put their boot in his face, you know. I bet it's pretty hot. So what, this is Jim Sydow, I believe, this actor's name. Old man. I think in the sequels, I think it's supposed to be Drayton Sawyer is his name. Could be wrong. Yeah, you can't be doing that. No picking up hitchhikers. Wayne Gottke, welcome on in. Wayne, great to see you again, man. Hope you've been well. Hope 2026 is treating you awesomely. Yeah, 70s and 80s, picking up hitchhikers, no big deal. That's wild that that's his first film. What a fun career he's had. We got Hollywood Leto in the chat. What's happening, Leto? Hope you are doing well. Had a great weekend, and yeah, just enjoying some sweaty summer horror movie here with TCM. Hope you are well, Leto. Hope you are well, sir. I've got an itchy nose. Don't panic. Sing a parody on topic. Okay, so I'm going to make this up. You should be concerned. I'm big and deformed. We'll reuse your bones when you're gone. Cause he just off your friends, peel the skin and smoke the meat right off. Do. Franklin is just, dude, you got sliced up by this guy and you're still being a weirdo about it all. We got Piss Stofferson hanging out, one of our great channel members. What's happening, Piss? And I don't know if I said this, Hollywood Leto is one of our great channel members. I hope I said it. I try to remember to say that every time, but every now and then it just goes, foo. And then Tia Nina says, I'm a so-so channel member. And then you're like, oh no. I think it's supposed to be in West Texas. I'm not sure though. Does anyone know? Let me look at I can tell you where they actually filmed it, Tia. And then we can figure out. I would imagine it's just supposed to be in that same area. So Bastrop, Texas is one of the landmarks. So let's see where this is. Bastrop, Texas. Oh my gosh. Come on, Google. Let's look at a map. Okay, it's outside of Austin. So it's, central, pretty close to central Texas. Doesn't look very far away from Austin. Yeah. Yeah, Doug Bradley as Pinhead's pretty dope. Yeah. Yeah, well, and especially after having Franklin and the hitchhiker in the van, like it was going to be kind of stinky no matter what, but I can't imagine it's any better. Now there's like blood all over the place. Not saying that blood smells, but it is gross. You just don't want a bunch of blood hanging out. We got Edward Duncan hanging out. What's happening? Says he's got an interesting theory on Stu Macher. Very, very interesting. Yeah, if you've got a theory on Stu Macher, you should jump into one of my Stu Macher videos, pop it on down in the comment section, and then we can chat about it there. Or maybe I can even make a follow-up video. Could be fun. Hell yeah. I'm glad he got the message, Jamie. Franklin talking with the sausage in his mouth, which, by the way, everyone, for first-time viewers, take a look at the sausage and then think about the fact that these people that we're about to run into are cannibals. There is a theory out there or a thought out there that Franklin has a dong in his mouth. I don't know. What do you think, first-time viewers? How are you feeling about TCM now? Because I just took it as a sausage, but then, yeah, you start thinking, oh, no. Oh, no. It's a really cool, like, ambient score, right, Slasher Fred? That's a good point. I mean, there are things that are musical about the score, but, yeah, it's not created with a traditional orchestra or, traditional instruments at all. It's really cool. Really gives it that feel. And welcome on in, Slasher Fred. Hope you're doing well. Only one licensed song. Interesting. You know what's funny too? Speaking of licensed music, Sweet Home Alabama is in the remake. I think the remake says it takes place in what, 1973 or something like that. Sweet Home Alabama wasn't a song. When the time that they set the remake at, Sweet Home Alabama did not exist at that time. So I think it's so funny. All they had to do was change that in the script and have it match up with this song they're using, but they chose to just keep the mistake in the movie. Is Sally kind of annoying too? I think she might be. It is. It's a little big, Wicked Pinto. It's a little big. I don't know. I grew up in Alaska. So if you cut Alaska in half, Texas would be the third largest state. So Texas is trying. It's a bit of a junior, but it's trying. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the house and yeah, all that's very similar to Psycho. Absolutely. Yeah, and Ed Gein was, there's a little bit of inspiration there. Yeah. I mean, I don't think that's true necessarily with Psycho, Slasher Fred. If I remember correctly, the author of Psycho said that it wasn't based on Ed Gein at all. Yeah, and they call him on IMDb for this movie, Noah. I think they gave him a different name subsequently, but in this movie, technically, the character is just called Old Man. It's interesting. I get it, Franklin. It sucks. They're all having fun, and there's no chairlift for you. Few hours from Pispistofferson's house is Bowstrop. Live in Southeast Texas. Yeah, it looks like it's central and it's leaning towards that southeast part. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Ryan, you should do a TCM tour. Or then, the next time if you find yourself heading more towards Central Texas. I'm not sure if you guys ever go to Austin for any events or anything like that. Austin was really nice when I was there. It was like 2016. I had a lot of fun. Dude, he is like sweat through his entire shirt. Sweating like a Conway, Franklin. You have a bad feeling that he'll be back? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Wayne Gotke says, I live in Austin. I remember the remake being advertised as happening right in our county. Super cool. Yeah, I don't. Where did they shoot that one? Did they shoot that one in Texas, or did they do that in because I wouldn't be surprised. I know Georgia does a lot of movies. Wouldn't be surprised you shoot in Georgia and say it's Texas. It's probably, you can fudge that, I'd imagine. Holy cow, look at that. We got Sean G, one of our great channel members, jumping on in with a $5 Canadian super chat. Thank you so much, Sean. Really do appreciate you. Hope you're doing well, bud. Hope you are doing well. Great to see you in the chat. Are you a TCM fan, Sean? Let me know your thoughts on Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And guys, we have reached our super chat goal. Thank you so very much for helping us reach that. We will have a fun chat after the film. How about it? The goal is met. Yes, yes, yes. All right, let me catch up with the chat here, see where you guys are at. Try not to get annoyed by my eyelashes that are sticking together for some reason. I'm being a total Ashley here, playing with my left eye. Total Ashley move. Yeah, I'm picking on you, Ashley. Thank you so much for the $5, Sean. Really do appreciate you, bud. Hope you're doing well, and love having you hanging out. That Russell, that is quite a mouthful in more ways than one. Stayed in the same. Yeah, I've heard all of that. Yeah, that is, and that's some of the authenticity, you know? I heard the Leatherface costume was just atrocious, like how bad Gunner smelled. It's a great thing he's a really nice guy. You know, or at least everything we've heard about him is very, very glowing. Yeah, thank you guys so much. I love these camera angles, are really sweet. And I wonder how many people know this. You know, so many people love that remake. I think it's pretty damn awesome as well. It's my second favorite in the franchise, but you know, it's got the same exact cinematographer. I don't know if that's something that's like as talked about, or just as well known as a little, you know, factoid about the two movies. You know, which I think in the remake really helps, you know, just bringing in the same kind of look and eye that captured this film definitely helps. Yeah, and then I guess with all of the outfits, it's just, you know, these characters don't change clothes. You know, it's one outfit, I think, per, at least for our main characters here, it's one outfit for them. And then you know, Drayton, I think, is the only Drayton and Leatherface, those might be the only characters that like change clothes. Yeah. I mean, and this is not an idea that I came up with that sausage thing. It did not occur to me. It's something that I've heard from numerous places, and I may have even heard it on a commentary where they're basically like, that's what they're suggesting that it could be. I mean, you figure it is human no matter what the sausage is, it is human. Oh, it's some of the most beautiful shit ever. Yeah. Yeah, the last couple shots of this movie are just, oh my god, just gorgeous and so classic and epic, and what a way to end a movie, especially end a movie as batshit and crazy as this. I mean, what is not to like about this movie? To me, it's not moving too slow. Like, I'm enjoying the cinematography. I'm enjoying like the look and feel. I'm liking the performances. I love the eerie ambient score. Like, I mean, I get that not every movie is going to be everyone's cup of tea. Even just moving the camera to frame it behind this swing, and everything is still like fitting into frame very nicely. And yeah, I don't know. I think there's a really cool level of artistry here, that can sometimes be forgotten about because the movie is, you know, at this point pretty old, and you know, really gritty and not very effects heavy or slick, or you know, stuff like that. But it's like, just because it doesn't look slick doesn't mean that there isn't, um, you know, a really good job being done in front of and behind the camera. Yeah, you don't give your girlfriend a rotten tooth, dude. Come on, like, come on, bro. Sausage, dong, same thing. It's all the same, only the names have changed. Sausage and dong, gonna do it all night long. I'm going into overtime. I am going into overtime. Yep. There you go. Birth year 1973 for Mr. Super Tenor. I'm an 82 baby there, Aaron. That shot right there, that static shot looking down the hallway, classic right there. You show people that frame, they know what movie it's coming from. So who's making those noises? Is that Leatherface in the back just making those piggy noises? Or is it like, what's going on there? I guess it is Leatherface. Another classic shot. That sound effect, I love that. The way he falls and starts twitching. And then I think, yeah, those hits too. That second hit's pretty rough. I love all of that. I love the camera being far away from the action. I love that it's not like we do see some blood on him. This shot is amazing for so many reasons. It's just a cool shot, but also like the looking up at the butt shot. I'm always going to be a fan. But in that shot where Kurt gets dispatched, I love just all of that. The camera not moving. There's just something about it. There is just something about it. Yeah, Ashley can't unsee the sausage. Why do we need to know that nugget of info? Because I want you all to just enjoy and know every little thing about these movies that you possibly can. That's all, Ashley. I just want to share the knowledge and passion, you know? He was that fed up with the shoot, he wanted to kill the director. Oh, shoot. He did. Interesting. I did not know. I never heard that story, Noah, that he threw the chainsaw at Tobe Hooper. And it was probably a real chainsaw. It's not a spoiler, really. Because it's not that, that's just something that happened like off camera in the production. So I won't spoil anything. I can't speak for the chat. That chicken is way too big for that small of a cage. But yeah, it's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's not going to be a very happy ending for our characters. They don't ever say why he's in the wheelchair. No, I don't believe they do. Yeah. I mean, I get why he feels left out. And this is something that, like, Jeffrey Dahmer would later try to build in his apartment. Carrie's just like, fuck this guy. This guy's the worst. Yeah, I mean, we can speak freely about it, guys. I totally understand we do have some first-time watchers, but yeah, I mean, the movie is 52 years old. A cigar isn't always a cigar. Yeah. Yeah. And they literally throw her in the trash, Russell. It's so funny in that TCM 2022, which isn't like bad, but it's so funny. Guys, the score right here, the ambient noise, the sound design is incredible. That whole scene, just zooming in on the uncomfortable, the feathers and bones everywhere. This just looks really, I mean, you've seen those hoarder shows. Like, they did a really good job with the set design. And sure, her acting is a little like over dramatic, like whatever. But I love this shot too, where he grabs her. She just looks tiny. I mean, these poor people. And yeah, seriously, sometimes, we go from having the camera that moves with the characters to just these static shots. And I think there's something really powerful about those static shots. And here we go. Uncomfortable moment. Do you like pick yourself up off of that thing and fall down or what? I can't imagine any movement would be excruciating at that point. And the chainsaw looks small because Gunner is that big. Yeah, I think this one also inspired the backwoods kind of stuff. And it's like a reverse home invasion movie. That's another great example there, this shot right here that they're showing where he's carving them up, but you're not seeing anything. Great way to get around the ratings board. And I don't even really mind. I don't need to see every bit of the mayhem, He's gonna get you. Boogeyman's gonna get you. Spoiler, he goes after the ones that don't think his chainsaw is sexy. I think that's the sequel. Should I do another super chat goal? And if we reach it, we watch the sequel right after this, which I don't really enjoy. See how much, if I enjoy it on a second viewing. Or have I seen it twice? I think I've only seen the second movie once. I can't find my knife. Sally, booty. Booty. Booty in the white pants. No, yeah, Sally's the one in the purple top, white pants there. Her and Franklin are brother, sister. I'm sure they've mentioned that, but I've probably talked over it. So classic. Yeah, I'm going to catch up on everything. What's happening, Corey? Welcome on in, man. Hope you're doing well. Great to see you. What do you think of TCM, Corey? The OG, are you a fan? My lashes didn't lock their keys in the car. Yeah, guys, I locked my keys in the car yesterday. What can you do? What can you do? I hope your eye feels better, Ashley. I can be sweet too. I don't blame you. Yeah, and I think that's such a cool through line to have. I think that's a really, why not when you're remaking a movie? Like bring in someone that was a part of the original, and to bring in the cinematographer, that's really cool because he gets to, show off a little bit and do some different things, but also keeping in mind those shots, being able to recreate some of those shots. It's really cool. I feel like there's got to be another instance of something like that happening. I'm trying to remember, and I feel like there's another one. And I know, like, even Robert Hiltzman, he's coming back or Hiltzik. Robert Hiltzik is coming back to do Sleepaway Camp, right and direct, after doing the original. So, Tia, I think what they're out there for is their grandparents owned this property, the house that they were just walking around in that was like abandoned. And I don't know if it's like one of their the grandpa just recently passed away, or they were visiting the grave or something like that. They really don't spend time on telling us why they're out there. I think in the remake, they're like going to a concert. They're like on their way to a concert or something like that. And this is a beautiful shot right here too. There's a little bit of a lens flare, or the flare from the sun there. Just hitting a cymbal from a toy drum set. I'm supposed to be mute, but that ain't the truth. Love wearing blue, tying hair, just to know you're not the last to go and gasp for air. Heard all the sighs, fear in your eyes. I'm deranged. I like trying to piece it together as I go. Yeah, dude, Predator 2 is a super sweaty movie as well. Yeah. All right, let me catch up with you guys over here. Kirk. Oh, it's Kirk. I thought it was Kurt. Kirk. Okay. Like Kirk Cousins. Oh my gosh, what is going on? Skipping the sausage scene from now on. Yeah, he's just hanging out, just like talking through it. Franklin is a total drag. How about Franklin in drag? Would we like him more? Be honest. Man, they're just like each falling into the web, you know, they're just giving themselves up. Yeah, there's something about the way that they, you know, it doesn't look like overly rehearsed. So it has that realistic kind of look, you know, like she really is trying to get away. Oh, the physicality, the way the physicality sold with like the speed of the move, like the way his body dropped, it really was like just sack of potatoes. And I love that, you know, Leatherface is not necessarily happy. Like he doesn't like I get the idea that with the Leatherface, he just doesn't really he's like protecting his home. It seems like he's worried that his I don't know, maybe I'm like putting a little bit too much to Leatherface, but it seems like he's worried A that there could be more intruders, but B that he could be doing something that would upset his family. He's got this like, yeah, right here he's freaking out, the oh no, what do I do? And yeah, I don't know. It just seems like he's not in the best position, licking his weird teeth. It's really creepy. Stop licking your teeth, bro. Not even licking your lips, licking your teeth? Is that even a thing? Yeah, Pam on the meat hook is, I mean, that's some great imagery right there. It's pretty hardcore. I mean, imagine watching this in the theater on its initial run. I mean, even like, imagine the buzz, you know, being a teenager, catching this, like, you know, probably, I would imagine this movie was almost instant cult status back then. And yeah, like nothing else out there. What's happening, Ryan? Welcome on in. One of our great channel members, Ryan West. How are you doing, bud? And it's just them two. I mean, I know everyone's not technically dead yet, right? Well, Kirk is dead. I would imagine Kirk is dead. Yeah, they're brother and sister. Yeah. Welcome on in, Aaron. Hope you're doing well, bud. Great to see you. That's just a little bit of a blinding right there. Yeah. I think we ought to go. Danny Zuko. Oh, I'm not sleeping tonight. Yeah, I know. At first it was a dong in Franklin's mouth, and now they're all getting offed. It's just crazy. Oh, the keys. Okay. Franklin is right in this situation. They should leave. She should not go off on her own. So say what you want about Franklin, you know, overall as a character, but I don't know. Like he's not wrong right here. He can tell something is fucked up. And of course they took the keys. Oh, the keys. Yes, me too. Me too, Noah. This movie freaks the fuck out of me. Yeah. I love this movie. Oh, Carrie. Yeah, Leatherface is, and I will say this, I think he's a kind of athletic here. Yeah. Compare this Leatherface to the Leatherface from the remake. The Leatherface from the remake has none of the quickness. There's nothing swift about him. It's just a lumbering, you know, much larger version of Leatherface. I love Gunner's version. He's big. Yeah, he's obviously big. But there is that athleticism to him, you know. I mean, fuck, like Chris Farley was huge, but Chris Farley was incredibly athletic, you know. Some people just, even though they might have like a body type where you wouldn't think it, can be super nimble on their feet. And yeah, Gunner, very much so here. Damn, dude. Tree fell on your house. Well, hopefully dealing with insurance and everything is as easy as possible for you, Aaron. Hopefully you get like a good adjuster and they make the all of it as painless and as simple for you guys. Sorry to hear that, man. It sucks. The grandfather passed away. Don't know if it was recent, but they were checking to make sure his grave wasn't disturbed. Yeah, because there was the graves that had been dug up. Yeah. So yeah, they must be going just from one place to another, or they're just going to a neighboring town because they've heard the recent news. Yeah. You know, there's a lesson here. It's like, don't pick up hitchhikers. Like, don't wander into people's homes. Just don't do it. Like, no matter where you are, or what the intent is, it's not a nice thing to do. It's pretty rude. Pretty rude behavior. Oh, pinata full of weed. Okay. They weren't like, oh, we're going to the Skinner show, bros. Even though Sweet Home Alabama doesn't exist yet, let's listen to it again on the radio, even though it doesn't exist yet. I guess it's Kirk. I'm one of those guys like Brian and Ryan. I'm like, dude, you got to make it very clear to me. Like when you're saying the name to my face, like I need it to be very clear. You know, I'm Kirk. You know, I'm Kurt. Oh, and Franklin is all cut up, carved up. Oh, there's some really nice blood splatter. I love seeing that. There's blood in this movie. They just don't show you the impact of the implement of destruction there, which I think is again like really creative. I don't hate it. I kind of like it. You still get the impact and the feel. Love the blue light here. And I guess they gave Sally white pants so we could see her when she's running. Yeah, and they kind of just come out of nowhere. I mean, that first one really is really surprising. Leatherface is like, of course she's not running down the trail I already made. I'm gonna carve my way through this shit. Quit goofing on me. New boot goofing. Are you talking about Franklin? You must be talking about the other guy. I'm going to catch all the way up, guys. Here we go. Catching all the way up to the chat. The mask is not that scary looking, says Paula. I think the whole thing works for me as being like, scary. I'm not, it's for a movie to really be scary is kind of difficult. But he might not be done with his mask, so keep an eye out. Yeah, it's a breeze. That's what I'm saying about, like, I get it if it's just not your cup of tea, totally. But I don't think it suffers from any of the, when you say like, oh, you want to watch this movie from 1974, like, I don't think it's too slow or anything like that. I do, man, these shots are really good. I love them. I know they're super simple, but I love the framing and I love the what they're capturing here. And yeah, the movie, holy shit, we're almost an hour into this movie. Guys, we have like 25 minutes left. We need more movies that are like this. Like 80, this movie's like an hour and 23 minutes. I'm kind of okay with that, Yeah, yeah, we have 25 minutes left of the movie, and about 22 minutes of it is going to be filled with screaming. Yeah, that's what it is. And I mean, I think there's something just scary about the fact that he busts out of nowhere in the middle of the woods with a chainsaw, I will say, so Aaron, I'm watching just the version that's on Tubi. It looks really good here on Tubi too. I can only imagine the 40th anniversary is gorgeous. Yeah. And this is a movie, I don't think I've ever seen this one in the theater, like a re-release or anything like that. Yeah, and he's got what, one more mask, I think, in this movie that we're gonna see. Well, the 50th anniversary was 2 years ago. Did they do another release for that? I bet they did. Oh yeah, they did the chainsaw. It was actually like the chainsaw that Leatherface has, but it's like a box set chainsaw. Carrie says she's not moving quick enough for me. I can imagine Carrie saying this. Carrie, is she being whiny and useless? I love that. Right? It's kind of fun, isn't it, Tia? I think it's a pretty fun movie. I know. It's Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I'm calling it fun. I just mean it's like, yeah, you put it on, it's just this experience that just goes right by. This movie is kind of punk rock before punk rock. No wonder the Ramones liked it. Yeah, I mean, the DIY work ethic of making it in not the best conditions and pushing through and, having, mafia people fund your movie. That's pretty punk rock. Yeah. She just straight up she just clotheslined herself. Way to go, Sally. Nips as hard as rocks the entire movie, too, by the way. Sally is nipping the whole movie. Just like me. Just like me. Ding. I mean, it's such a, like, you got to sit there and take a chainsaw right in your gullet, like, it is pretty rough. I feel bad for Franklin, too. Yeah. Yeah, she is in desperation mode. I mean, this chase scene is friggin' epic. And she's screaming the whole time. Yeah. Like in the remake, they have parts of the chase where it's a little more suspenseful, the quieter moments, hiding, stuff like that. I totally appreciate and dig that for sure. Heck yeah, just finished my 11th favorite movie, says David, The Heiress. Top 10 starts tomorrow. Hell yeah, man. Get up, girl. She's not whiny or useless. Yeah. Well, she can't get too far away from Gunner because then it won't make the shot look as cool. Yeah, I've seen Christian stuff about that. Yeah. I mean, I think, and he's not the only one that has that buyer's remorse. It seems like a little bit of that. Yeah. Yeah. Where are the high knees, Sally? Let's go with the high knees. Oh yeah. Summer school's a lot of fun. Mark Harmon, Kirstie Alley. Is she in that one too? Chainsaw and Dave Love, their passion for TCM. Yeah. I remember that. Like that was, as a kid, I watched Summer School multiple times and, I knew that's probably where I became aware of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre just existing. So there we are, guys. They just showed the barbecue, which is, these are human body parts. And yeah, they've got sausages, but maybe they also have man meat, as it were. Well, he's got long legs. He's got some pretty big strides. I hate running from a chainsaw. It's terrifying, even if the chains are off. My brain can't compute. That's why I have a tough time with haunted houses. Yeah. Yeah. It does feel very real. And this is This is the moment where you're like, oh, it's going to be one of these movies. And this is like there's like a whole genre, subgenre of horror films that are basically TCM ripoffs because it's like this hell on earth scenario, right? People go to this town, some weird stuff happens, but it turns out everyone's in on it kind of thing. Like we've seen like House of a Thousand Corpses is basically a TCM remake. I mean, beating a girl with a broom, bro. And Drayton, like, yeah, he's just laughing it up, fuzzball. He's like, this is just like a game. Like they love the torture just as much as they love, being cannibals. They love all the weird shit they're into. And yeah, all of it feels pretty damn real. Yeah. Same here. You said it first. There you go. And again, the lack of music is another thing that creates that documentary feel and just that discomfort. There's something about a lack of music that it doesn't build suspense, but it leaves the moment like in suspension, like almost like you hold your breath. Like when they were there's a whole bunch of yelling, he's beating her, and then you're right to like complete silence other than like breathing in and out and stuff like that, so there's something about that I think creates its own atmosphere. I love this camera movement, like basically sitting itself right in the window and then backing right off. Like it's just a very simple track movement in and out. But these are like tried and true things that you don't need to be super ridiculously creative or highfalutin with your camera. And we can see all the way into the shop the way they've set up the shot. So there's like 3 layers of what's going on in the shot. Pretty awesome. Yeah, Paul, I just meant at that moment there when they're in that moment that we were that I'd mentioned it. He does love the torturing, yeah. Gunnar Hansen was 6'4". All right. 6'4" and built. Brooms don't kill people. I do. She's whimpering. He's just going to beat her on the drive. This guy's just terrible. Yeah, I think that's how I would want to watch this movie if I saw it in the theater. I would want a drive-in experience for sure. Like sitting in the back of a truck or, outside, listening to the crickets, seeing the fireflies, watching TCM. 6'6" for a couple of those guys. Damn. This is so fun, like seeing it again for the first time. So it's been a while for you. Yeah, I haven't seen this since 2022 when the Netflix TCM came out. I watched this one. Just wanted to revisit this one first. Yeah, I've got some buddies that are pretty tall. It's feel like a shorty. I was talking about it on the last stream. I don't wish to be mean, but he looked crazy. No, not mean at all. I'm sure Jim Sideout and his family would be very appreciative that you think he looks crazy. And here it all comes back around with the hitchhiker. And the first time I watched this movie, I had like forgotten. I was just like, oh, the hitchhiker. Like I didn't, wasn't paying attention or wasn't thinking that it was going to come back around. See, they don't have a very healthy relationship dynamic in this family. And that's why I think when Leatherface was freaking out earlier, I just get the feeling that he's not treated so well by the family, And clearly, I think there's some something going on developmentally with Leatherface as well. And I think they're taking advantage. Oh, he was from TCM3, and I think Kane did the preview too, the Excalibur preview. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. And he was also used to it from doing the Friday the 13th. Well, I'm glad everyone can make you laugh throughout it, Tia. But you're digging it so far, it seems, right? I thought you was in a hurry. This dialogue is hilarious. He's got no pride in his home. Yeah, they're terrible to him. Drayton is an abusive prick, man. He loves beating everyone with a piece of wood. Oh. 6'4", 265. Yeah, Ryan, I don't imagine anyone would want to mess with a guy your size. Not at all. Dude, you should. Do you play leather? Do you like cosplay as Leatherface, or do you do any, like during Halloween time? Do you work at any of like haunted houses or anything like that? Because I mean, that would be pretty fun. Like you're into horror movies and you're built to play. I mean, you would be a hulking Jason or Leatherface, man. That'd be killer. I think too big for Michael Myers. I'm not trying to take your dreams away. I'm not saying you can't be Michael Myers, but you would be a very jacked Michael Myers. I love that he like forgets for a second and then he's like, no, but that door, Junior. Well, I guess, it's nice to know they're not too different from most families. They still have their arguments, no family is perfect. We've all got our issues, So there we go. We're getting to see that here. Rather play Michael or Jason than Leatherface, but I could pull it off. Dude, you'd be an ex Jason at that with that build, I think would be killer. But you could do a version of Michael that is like jacked Michael, sleeveless Michael. Yeah, Ashley is tiny. She's miniature. And she's really good at mini golf. Look out, guys. Look out. Oh God, they're like dragging grandpa along the floor. There is such a psycho vibe, it's like Psycho Southwest. I thought the first time watching this, well, whatever. I won't say it. I'll say it when we get there. That's pretty awesome, Ryan. That's great. I love that. I dress up as Michael every year for Halloween. I don't like do anything like publicly with it. But I'll give out candy like in the neighborhood, and it's really cool to see, there are little kids that dress up as Michael Myers. It's pretty awesome. And then, the teenagers usually dig it. And it's like the parents, the people that are like my age or in my age group, they're like, stay on the sidewalk. They're like, nah, I'm not coming up. I think so. Maybe, well, we'll see. Because I think so coming up here. Yeah. I feel like they need to do a little bit of a spit shine on this place, a light bit of picking up, guys, picking up after yourselves. It just makes it to where you don't have to, do as big of a cleanup job. So, but yeah, Leatherface is definitely wearing a wig here. I would imagine in the other scenes as well. Yeah. 300-pound power lifter. All right. Well, there you go. Then you could definitely be a Leatherface. Oh my, they're just slicing her up. See, this is just all uncomfortable as and this is like, I can watch the tree scene from the original Evil Dead, but something about this is just like really extra level of uncomfortable. So for you first time watchers, what do you think about excited grandpa dancing in his wheelchair as he sucks on Sally's bloody finger? That's a sentence. It's just fucked up. It's a fucked up sentence to say. That was a beautiful pull out and then fade into the shot of the moon. Yeah, the people that think that Tobe Hooper couldn't have made Poltergeist, I just think they're wrong. And fucking Sally, dude, she has just been put through it here. So I thought the first time I watched it, I'm like, no way grandpa's alive. Like, I thought they were all delusional, right? They're just like talking about grandpa like he's still alive. But no. Somehow grandpa is still alive. And I don't know if they're making some sort of like, are they trying to insinuate that like eating people, like being a cannibal, is like helping him stay alive? I don't know. Yeah, happy Father's Day, everyone. Joe, happy Father's Day, bud. Specifically to you, Joe. And then I'll do the there you go. That's for Joe. Oh, we got a, human face lamp there. There you go. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, I guess you're not, technically not too tall for me, I just always think of Michael as like no taller than 6 feet tall, because Nick Castle's what, like 5'10, 5'11, put on boots. So I always think of Michael as just like you're kind of like just average height, But I understand, yeah, actors have played him that are, bigger than Nick Castle for sure. I think Nick and Dick are the, smaller versions of Michael. There you go, at the gym, getting the pump on. How's the baby doing, Ryan? Hope the baby's doing well, man. What's happening, Antonis? Welcome on in. You bitch hog. I didn't know that he said you bitch hog. I'm like reading the closed captions. You're just a cook. There's an infighting in the family because he's basically like, I do the dirty work and you're not as crazy as me. It's sort of like the Michael Jackson bad video. Like, are you really bad? You ain't fat. You ain't nothing. Yes. Yeah. Ashley beat the hell out of me at Ninja Turtle pinball. It's true. Ashley, how did Killer Instinct go, even though I couldn't move my character? How did that go? The joystick didn't work, but how did it go? Sorry. Okay, that's the last bit of dirty laundry I will air. These shots too. I mean, this movie is just an assault on the senses at this point. And her eyes are very striking. That like ocean green blue. This is like your every best friend when you complain about something. They look at you and they're like, woo-hoo-hoo, right? Just give you shit about it. Dude, the close-ups of the eyeballs and all the little blood vessels and everything. It's pretty disturbing. What about Paula? Does this mask work better for you? Leatherface's like pretty woman mask. Yeah, Michael seems to be pretty accessible. Yeah. I think there's just something about Michael too that's like, I don't know. I just think he has more allure. Yeah, no AC, bunch of dead body parts. Smells like a friggin' dump. Ugh. Yeah. I think when I've heard people complain about this section of the movie, and it doesn't really last that long, but it seems like maybe in some people's minds, it's just so intense that it feels like it's too much of it. But yeah, wow, we have less than 10 minutes left. That's incredible. YMCA. Yeah, it's pretty gross. It's pretty gross. He is on Atkins, yeah. Tom Atkins diet. Grandpa's the best. Oh yeah, Grandpa's got such a tough swing. He's totally going to take care of business here in one fell swoop, I'm sure. We got Ben Grimm jumping on in. Ben, is this a different profile? There's a different name. This must be a different profile. Adrenochrome, it keeps you alive. That's the special stuff in the blood. Welcome on in, Ben. Hope you're doing well. One of our great channel members, although it doesn't look like this that account is a channel member, but I'm still gonna give it to the guy. This is yeah. I mean, watching this the first time, I was just like, what is gonna happen here? This just looks really uncomfortable. I mean, the trust that you have to have with your fellow actors here, right? The trust that I mean, is that Foley or is that a real hammer they're using? Because you have to get so close to her head. Oh God, and they got her a couple times. Okay. Friggin' Adam Driver's like, give me that damn hammer. I can't be the only person that thinks he looks like Adam Driver. Come on, guys. Come on. Let me know. And there she goes. She's like, F this shit. Fuck this. I'm out of here. Boom. And it's friggin' morning. How about that? Get up and get running, girl. What are you doing? Oh, come on, Sally. She's probably still nipping and they're slowing her down. Come on. No, move your ass. How are they not out of the house yet? I don't even know. I don't even know. Yeah, I love it. It really is uncomfortable, but I'm like, that's what they're just trying to do. They're just trying to put you there, you know? I love that. Horror movies should try to put you there. Yeah, that is pretty gross. It's pretty gross. Baby Grayson got a matching Grogu onesie to my Mandalorian shirt today. That is adorable, Ryan. Well, I'm so happy to hear that, man. Grayson is a good name. Hash brownies are done. Well, share one with me, Russell. Oh, oof. That's going to be a rough one to recover from for the hitchhiker. Don't worry. Don't worry. I will, I'll zip my lip. It is. Yeah, it's only 83 minutes. Yeah. Carbs are the enemy. Deborah, what's happening? I can't show the movie on YouTube, but I have a link pinned in the chat. We are watching it on Tubi, and then the time code is right there. We're just at the end of the movie. But if you want to scrub the stream back, you can watch along with us. Dude, taking a wrench to the fucking head. And dude, the fat coming out. Like, the effects are good here. They're so minimal, but what they have is great. And so, okay, Sally is going to be able to. Okay, so what's going to happen to this truck driver that just ran off the screen? Just on their own. And here we go. Sally's jumping back. Beautiful shot of the sunrise. You'd imagine that, like, the truck driver that's running the other way, the family would go after him. Yeah, it looks so much like Adam Driver. Ben Noir, all right. Fucking fantastic ending to a movie. I love so much the ending of TCM. Like that last little bit, I love it so much. The first time you watch it, you have no idea, and then boom, it's just over. And that's that. Just this glimpse into this window of time, crazy situation, absolute nightmare for these group of friends. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There it is from 1974, folks. The Tobe Hooper horror classic. We've officially watched it here on the channel. Thank you so very much for hanging out with me. And we're going to hang out a little bit longer. How about it? We're going to hang out another 15 minutes, guys. 15, 17, whatever it is. We'll hit the 2-hour mark. How about that? So, yeah, get out your thoughts. First timers, what did you think of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? I'm very curious to know. Here, I'm going to do that, and I'll jump back on over here. Gunnar Hansen burns his leg, having the chainsaw land on a metal plate with chicken on top at the end. That's what that is. It looks really good. That's an awesome effect. That's way too cool. So they just have a safe spot for an actual chainsaw to land on his leg and cut through to get to the chicken, but not penetrate the metal. Wow. Yeah, that's if that's really what they did. So Noah, so they used a real chainsaw. Going for that stunt. That is a daring thing to do. Not safe at all. No, they would never. Yeah, that's crazy. Like, that's actually like pretty crazy to do that. In a deleted scene, Edwin Neal burned the shit out of his face, laying it on the hot Texas pavement. Oh, damn. Yeah, these guys were going for it. They were like full method. Well, yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely something about, I mean, clearly, Leatherface has, there's something developmentally going on, right? At the very least, right? So I think it's just yeah, definitely, he's, a meltdown for sure. He knows he's going to get it from his family. You can tell they probably don't lose people. They've probably never lost anyone before. The way that he's reacting is like, yeah, throwing an absolute fit. That is friggin' crazy. Yeah, and they brought him back to play him again, like years later, didn't they? My mic is messed up? Interesting. One sec, let me see if I can fix that. Does it sound? I'm not seeing anyone else here. Does it sound? What is it? Crispy? No. I don't know what that means. Hopefully the microphone isn't messed up. Gunnar Hansen wrote a book, Chainsaw Confidential, about the making of this movie. At one point, they were going to make a movie of the book. Oh wow, yeah, like an actual dramatization of the book. Why couldn't I say that the right way? I did not know that. Or if I had read it somewhere, I'd completely forgotten. Yeah. Do your thing, cuz. Oh my goodness. Yeah, guys, I guess at some point we could watch that one. I mean, I'll never not want to watch Alexandra Daddario, but man, that movie's rough. I'm not a fan of that one. Yeah. The movie lived up to the hype, says Tia Nina. I love that. Hell yeah. This has 4 separate commentaries. Yeah, I've watched at least one of the commentaries. The grave robbing and flesh wearing is the most direct reference to Ed Gein. Yeah. Yeah, very light inspiration. It is totally this most surface level thing to be like, oh yeah, Ed Gein inspired Psycho and Texas Chainsaw, but it's very light, I would say. And in the case of Psycho, the guy that wrote Psycho says that he didn't take inspiration from Ed Gein. So take that for what you will. Oh. It was bad for 30 seconds. Weird. Yeah, I don't know why it would be that way. Sorry, guys. Cool. Yeah, Joe, it just even if you delete it, it'll delete it from YouTube, but it'll show it on StreamYard. I don't think there's a way to delete it from StreamYard, unfortunately. I can see how it's very innovative. Yeah, I mean, for 1974, there had never been a movie that really, that captured that kind of feel and went for it in that way. But yeah, they were really clever about not having to show too much of the gore. It's a lot of it's implied and just really visceral, and yeah, an assault on all the senses, pretty much. Yeah. Ugh, I can't talk about that show or else I'll be really negative, and Jamie will be like, stop being negative, and I'll be like, okay, I'll stop being negative. Paula, I don't appreciate dramatizations of real life killers. I don't like it. I think it only turns them into these like mythical, legendary heroes. They usually lie when they make those shows. They embellish. So if you're lying and you're embellishing about a true story, to me, it feels like you're celebrating the person instead of documenting the way they were. I think it crosses, for me personally, it crosses a line. This movie would have been a dark comedy per the news articles. Yeah, well, the second movie is such a dark comedy. It's there's a thin line. I hate TCM 3D. First movie, I was seconds away from wanting to walk out of. Yeah, I think I've seen it once, and I watched it essentially like I had seen a review of it. Like I knew it wasn't going to be good, but I was like, well, I want to watch the whole franchise, so I'll just watch it so I can say I've watched it. And yeah, Alexandra Daddario, those eyes. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Actually, just got the TCM Companion, the Evil Dead Companion, and the making of the Friday the 13th books in the mail yesterday. Dude, the Evil Dead Companion's great. I've read that one. I haven't read the other two. Evil Dead Companion's awesome, Ryan. There's so much insight in there. So much really great info. Grave robbing, skin upholstery. I got super Ed Gein vibes. Psycho, I think, was the mom thing. Yeah. I mean, but there's so much more going on in TCM than just grave robbing and skin upholstery. Like, it's a whole family of cannibals, and there's just so much more going on. It's Ed Gein was like one guy that, was doing that stuff. So I get it. I still think, I stand by it. I said what I said. I still think it's light inspiration. I'm totally into Curry Barker directing this. I hope he puts some of his sense of humor into it. I hope it's uncomfortable and serious, and I'm sure there's going to be some moments where there's going to be some uncomfortable laughter. Obsession has moments that are like, that made me laugh. It's not necessarily like comedy, but I still got, a laugh out of it. I don't know. So I think, Paula, what it sounds like Curry's idea is not even a remake of this, but just another movie in the franchise that is going to try to capture the feel of this original film. And so far, he's hinted at wanting to make the family a bigger part. He thinks there's a lot more to explore with the family dynamic. And I love hearing everything he has to say about TCM, because he basically says, that a lot of people think that the franchise is kind of beat and there's not much to explore. And he feels the complete opposite, where he thinks that not nearly enough has been explored that's already there waiting to be explored in the franchise. So I think that's pretty dope. Have a lovely rest of your night, Danny. Hope you have a good one, man. Let's see here. Who's Jamie? Oh, Ben. I'm not allowed to be I thought I did a pretty good job, though. I was like, I'm not going to say this. And then I was like, okay, I can say this and not be a jerk about it. Oh, my goodness. This movie is dark, but that broom scene hilarious. Sure. Yeah, I mean, and Drayton is laughing while he's doing it. So it's still fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, hilarious is sort of like depends on your point of view. Like maybe it's tougher to see it as hilarious if you've ever been in that situation, or maybe like if you're a lady, it's a little tougher to see it as hilarious. I don't know. Plus, I don't think that this movie leans into the camp on purpose. So I take it as like, yes, he's getting sick pleasure out of this, but I'm not supposed to laugh at it. Whereas in TCM 2, I'm like, oh, well, clearly there's stuff I should be laughing at. What's happening? Jeremy, how are you doing, man? Welcome on in. We've already finished. So Jeremy, you're kicking it with the Death Squad. Welcome. We already watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974. If you want to watch it with us, you can scrub back, and I have a timer up in the corner here, and there's a link to watch it on Tubi, so you can have that experience. The chat is up on the screen and everything, but right now we're just chatting about the movie. So if you want to give us your thoughts on the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, let us know, man. Let us know. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, there's a little bit of inspiration there for sure. I have not seen Hail to the Deadites yet. No, I don't know why they didn't call me. I'm the biggest Evil Dead fan ever, so kind of offended, but whatever. I joke. Silence of the Lambs, inspired by Elmer Wayne Henley. I don't know Elmer Wayne Henley. And I'm a bit of a serial killer nerd, but I don't know that guy. Oh, we won't know that for some time, I would imagine, Paula. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. He's got a couple movies to make in between now and then. Hilarious, I guess, like goofy. Yeah. It is. Yeah, beating her with the broom is pretty damn goofy. Yeah. Okay, what else do we got going on here? TCM deserves Davey Science Theater 3000 episode. We could do that. Do you want to do that with TCM 2? I mean, some people really like TCM 2. I mean, yeah, I guess we could. That would be fun. I mean, we could watch one of the really bad, like obviously bad ones, like 3D. But I should give TCM 2 another shot. Regardless, I should give it another shot. So yeah, maybe we can do that again. Watch parties, guys. I'm pretty sporadic on the watch parties, admittedly. But once a month, I don't have anything wrong with doing it once a month, so maybe we could do TCM 2 next time around. Perhaps, should I put a poll up, guys? Should I see which sweaty horror movie we watch in July? We could do something like that. Resurrection County. Is that what that is? County plot. When 4 campers' weekend trip turns deadly in the remote of Enoch, they find the locals are all too happy to serve up their own brand of eye for eye justice. I think the Friday the 13th was too from the Pamela part of it. Oh, are you talking about the companion? Everyone thinks he didn't include gore for artistic reasons, but the commentary he made explains he was going for a PG rating. Yeah, he turned it in many times, editing more and more gore. out, but was told a movie with Massacre in the title will never get a PG rating. Yeah, I remember hearing that too, that it's just about wanting it to be on more screens. That's so funny, just because it had Massacre. What else? So guys, let's have some fun. In the last 5 minutes that we have here, let's pitch some titles for Texas Chainsaw Massacre that don't use the word massacre or anything else that would make the ratings board say, no, no, no. So what would you rename this movie to that would have helped it get a PG rating? Franklin and Friends Go to Texas? I don't know. Sally's Franklin's Folly? Franklin's Folly. There you go. Yeah, I don't know. Working in the food industry is tough. That's a bit long of a title. I don't know. You guys tell me what you got. Put that poll up. P-O-L-L. Okay. Joe, just so we're clear. Some inspiration in the first Halloween with Michael Myers' stalking tendencies with Ed Gein in mind. Yeah, I don't really see that, especially in Halloween. But if you see that, then yeah, I mean, it's like you could. I mean, Michael definitely operates like a serial killer for sure. So he's got similarities with, yeah, all of them, I would imagine. Yeah. But I see a lot more with Michael, a lot more of the, Norman Bates, which Norman Bates wasn't, according to the guy that wrote Psycho, wasn't based on Ed Gein. Maybe when Hitchcock made the movie, he wanted to bring a little bit of that into it, or make it seem like that connective tissue was there. But as far as the writer of the original novel is concerned, it was not. Yeah, I think he was like, but technically I'm not showing the gore. That would be wild to see an OG cut. Yeah. Muppets Massacre would be PG. That's true. Yeah, that's true. I don't like TCM 2. I don't know what it is, man. I've seen it, I think just one time. It was really not my cup of tea. And I usually love comedic horror films. So I want to give it another shot, but it was just, like if comedy doesn't, I'm sure you know what this is like, Russell. You watch a movie that's a comedy and it doesn't hit you. It's just so icky. It's like the popsicle stick on your tongue, which just like makes me uncomfortable. Yeah, I don't like thinking about that. Yeah, I played clarinet when I was in middle school, and when you like need to do the staccato and you really need to hit the note and you need to flick that tongue on the reed. I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't think this movie needed gore. Yeah, I think it's very effective the way it is. Texas Hammer Party, Texas Chainsaw Family. There you go. Texas Chainsaw Family. I was being goofy with mine. Franklin's Folly. Sally and Franklin take a road trip. The Terrible Texas Tale. Wow. Holy alliteration, Carrie. Whoa. Terrible Texas Tale. That's hardcore. The Texas Chainsaw Misuse. Yes, that is not what you do with a chainsaw. Welcome to Texas, motherfucker. That's how I read that. Nips in the Summertime. You guys ever seen Slapshot, that hockey comedy movie where the one guy's like, and there she was, nipples hard as tiny little rocks. Hardesty and Company versus the Sawyers. Yeah. Meet the Sawyers. The Red Shorts Diaries. I see what you did there, because we had Cutie in the red shorts. Yeah. Dennis Hopper is so good in TCM2, but he still says Super Mario Bros. is his worst movie. You were so wrong, sir. Yeah, Super Mario Bros. Is interesting. Texas Ride to Hell. That's fun. Two Babes Got Booty. Texas Lawn Care Mishaps. The Texas Window Jumpers. Texas Legacy Reborn. And is that what you want to call the new one, Paula? Because you're throwing that Reborn in there. I need to give it another shot, Ryan. And of course, like, you know, my opinions, they're just, you know, that's all they are. You know, my opinion shouldn't sway anyone else's opinion. Now, I do like diving in deep and talking about all the why I like it and why I don't like. I love that. And I love, you know, having those open conversations. But yeah, I just need to give it another shot because I've only seen it once. So, you know, an opinion after only seeing a movie once is by definition, I think, going to be shallow. So my opinion of TCM2 is pretty shallow. And if I see it a second time, or when I watch it for the second time, if I still feel the same way, then I'll be like, all right, confirmed, you know. Well, we can't use Massacre, but I do like Texas Lawn Chair Massacre. Jiggy, what if you can't use the word massacre or killing or, you know, some violent word? It's so funny because in today's climate, they would not even care. Like, this movie would be PG-13 today. Absolutely. Unless you told them that the sausage was a dick. They'd be like, oh, well, in that case, it's going to be an R-rated movie. Texas barbecue. Yeah, I'll have to give it another shot. For sure. Fan of TCM2, but for a personal reason, the whole premise is everyone is in town for OU Texas football weekend, and I'm an OU alum. It's the Red River rivalry, isn't it? Is that what that one is? Did they used to call it the Red River Shootout, and then they had to like change the name because people didn't like the term shootout? Terrible. It's not that I dislike Chop Top. It's just that I didn't find the movie to be very funny and a lot of screaming and a lot of like annoyance. And yeah, I thought it was kind of obnoxious, you know, because the comedy didn't work for me. But you know, it's not like the Chop Top has got such a cool look and everything like that. Aesthetically, there's some really cool stuff going on. I just need to watch it another time for sure. I love that everyone's very, I get it. When you say something like you don't like, I'm a horror fan and I don't like Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. Everyone's like, Davey, are you okay, dude? Is everything cool? Like, are you sure? Did you just say that about TCM2? I just want to make sure you're not talking about a different movie in the franchise and maybe the wires got crossed. Is everything okay? And I appreciate that. I love when you guys check up on me. Sometimes I need checking up on, you know, what can you do? You know, I like my alliteration. I'm a big fan of it too. I'm a big old language nerd. Yeah, for sure. Finest roles are Chop Top and Otis Firefly. Slapshot is so much fun. My Bloody Texas Trip. I wonder if they would have been okay with bloody. I wonder. Sweating with the Crazies. I do like that. I do like that. Opinions are like assholes, and Davey is one. True. Can confirm. Meat in the Heat. Oh my God. I love it. I love it. All right, guys. I think that is going to wrap it up for this one. Let me just make sure I'm not missing. I still call it the Red. Is that why they did that? Where they like, we don't like shootout because the football game was making people actually shoot each other? I don't think so. Red River rivalry alliteration. You know, we've been talking about it here in the last 10 minutes. So I do appreciate that. But Red River shootout's pretty dope too. And that's the OG. So yeah. All right, let's see here. Looks like I am all caught up. Well, we wouldn't know that, Tia, because we don't know your actual name. So, but I do think that's awesome. That's very like comic book character, very DC Comics, Lois Lane, Clark Kent, Lex Luthor, all that kind of fun stuff, you know? I like that. All right, guys, that is going to wrap it up for this one. Thank you so very much to everybody that came and hung out. Shout out to everyone that contributed to the super chat goal that allowed this stream to happen. And Paula, I hope you had a great time. You got your watch party, TCM74, and you threw out the first $5 super chat. Thank you so very much. Jiggy threw out a $5 as well. Austin Allman is celebrating 1 month of channel membership. Jiggy with another $5. Rebel Sky with a $2. Super Tenor with a $5. And Sean G with a $5 as well. Thank you so very much. Shout out to the Patreon members, YouTube channel members, and our amazing group of Death Squad mods. You guys are awesome. Thank you so very much. And yeah, I will see you later on. Channel members, tomorrow night, we're doing a horror movie club. We're going to be talking about Ash versus Evil Dead, the TV show. This is our ramp up going into Evil Dead Burn. So I think this is our last episode before the movie comes out. That following Monday, we're going to do an episode talking all about Burn. That's going to be for members only. The cool thing about membership, guys, is the lowest tier gets you access to all of this stuff. So you don't, there's 3 different tiers, but the lowest one gets you into the horror movie club, which is really fun. It's exclusive to members only, which is pretty kick-ass. And yeah, that'll be 8 p.m. Eastern. So keep an eye out for that for all you channel members. If you haven't watched the show yet, what you could do is you could watch a recap. I know, technically it'll kind of spoil how the show goes, but the show is really good. It's totally worth watching. But if you want to be involved in the conversation, you can jump into a little bit of a recap. We're going to talk about the literary elements or themes and all that kind of stuff, how it connects to the other stories in the franchise and all that kind of good stuff. So that is going to wrap it up for this one, guys. Thank you so very much for kicking it with me and watching the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I know the movie is, it's technically very simple. It's old. It's one of the OGs. It's dirty. It's grimy. It's sweaty. It's gritty. All that kind of stuff. But there's just something about it that after all these years, it still works every time I watch it. Even though I don't love the franchise the way that I love the Halloween franchise, I think this original Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a fantastic film, and I appreciate you guys for watching it with me. In 3 years, we'll be celebrating 55 years of this film, and we'll probably watch it again. How about that? So that's going to wrap it up for this one. You guys are amazing. I love you all. You guys are beautiful. Thank you so very much. Thank you to everybody that's kicking it. If you're watching after the fact, hit that like button, hype the video, all that kind of stuff. Let me know your thoughts on TCM down in the comments section below. And fuck it, let me know what you want to see from Curry Barker's version of Texas Chainsaw Massacre that we're probably going to be getting right around that 55th anniversary. And having said that, guys, that is going to wrap it up for me. Oh, you know how we end this, right? Until next time, I've been and will continue being Davey Deathray. Take care.